Hey, what is going on, Libras? Butch Tarot here. Happy Halloween month. I'm a big fan of Halloween. I'm gonna enjoy it all month. Get to wear I wear it anyway. Who am I kidding, right? um, I'm gonna do your October monthly read. It is a general read. Because it's a general read, it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. In honor of Halloween month, I got a new deck of oracle cards called Classic Horror Oracle. And each one has a different horror movie. I've looked through them, and I know them now. But I was pretty impressed. I was pretty impressed in my knowledge. There's 50 cards, and I think there's only about 4 of them I didn't know. One I knew, I just didn't know the name of it. But you'll see what I mean. Universe, give us a card for Libra. Boogeyman. So that's Halloween. Like I said, I don't really know them well, so I'm gonna have to look this one up. Put down in the comments, what are you into Halloween like me? Are you into Halloween at all? What's your favorite Halloween movie? It's might take me a second to find. I remember it was somewhere near the beginning. Halloween. There's no such thing. Is something bearing down on you? Some inexplicable, seemingly unstoppable problem? And you're struggling to understand why. Sometimes our behavior shapes our circumstances. Our times, the shape just comes at other times, the shape just comes for us. A menace popping up out of the shadows again and again, just when we think the coast is clear. So the upright is confront the situation head on. And yes, I am literate. I don't know what it is. I've never been able to talk like that. Like, I've never been able to read properly. I can read. I do very well. I always did good in English because most English isn't spoken. It's a lot of writing, and I'm good at writing. It's just, I never had for some reason, I didn't have the cadence when talking. Like, when reading something, I didn't have the cadence. I could read it fast in my head, and it comes out slower. So it's like, I mean, I met people that tell stories, and it's just like, you know what I mean? And it just sounds cool. They have their little voices and stuff. Just don't got it. Anyway, with all that being said, I'm going to use the Runic Tarot. Let's get it. Universe, what do we have for Libras for October 2025? Libra. I was just looking at this because it didn't compute right away. So overall energy is I'm getting victory. Being victorious. The reason why this didn't make sense at first, when I first looked at it, didn't really make any sense. Stick with me. I feel like there's this connection already that you're involved with, or for some of you, this may be a connection you just got out of, connection you're involved in, or a connection that's kind of heading that way. Feeling like it's heading that way, but I feel like you already know this person, but it is October read for the whole month. I do feel like you already know this person because I feel like what we're seeing is come a little bit longer than just a new relationship. So either a past relationship or a relationship you're currently in, but I do feel like it's been some time. I feel like things are falling apart. Feeling like you made the wrong call with this person. And I don't mean to come out of the gate like that at you, but trust me, stick with me, okay? So I feel like starting to doubt your choice with this person. I feel like it's kind of like that energy of not really knowing, and not really knowing what this person feels, truly. That's missing a big spot. It's like having a book, and at page 34, you turn the page and there's no 35. We go right to 37 because 35 and 36. So we're at 37. And you're like, what? I can't know everything if I don't know everything. And I feel like with this person, what you're waiting for, I don't feel like it's coming. And again, I feel like that's hitting you now, and it's kind of feeling like you made the wrong call with this person. But when you're with this person, it's really hard to see those negatives. I feel like this person is very good at manipulating. I feel like when you're with them, it's almost like they hide the negatives. It's like we're sweeping it under the rug, is what I'm getting. But when you're not with them, it's all clear. It doesn't feel like they're being truthful with you. It feels like they're playing games. We got the Queen of Swords and we got the Knight of Wands. It feels like they're playing games. And I feel like they're good at it. We got that Sagittarius energy there. I want to go back to this for a second, because we got the Five of Cups in reverse, and I didn't say it out loud, and I do try to correct myself by not saying cards out loud, because I know some people are listening. Sorry. We got the Three of Wands in reverse. I feel like this person isn't going to get to where you need them to get to, or where you're going to need them to get to. But I feel like it's hard when you're with them. Whether there's a lot of physical attraction, whether you just like how you feel with this person. There's something about them that makes you kind of want to hang on. But there's a lot about you talking yourself out of this. But like I said, I don't see you getting what you want from that. Now, when I said stick with me, this is why. Because I feel another energy. And this makes it all kind of make more sense. I feel this energy of someone that's thinking about you. So whether you know them or not, they know you. I feel like this person, and not a creepy way. Let's be clear. I don't feel like, I'm not getting a creep vibe from this person. I would warn you if I got a creep vibe, not feeling it. I'm feeling this person's genuinely thinking about you. Daydreaming about you. And I feel like the word daydream is important there, because I feel like that's when they dream the most about you. And it's about being with you, but not just being with you. You know what I mean? I feel like their dreams are a little less R-rated or X-rated, whatever it is. And with this person, I feel like they know what they want. They want to build a foundation. I just feel like this person doesn't feel as glamorous, or maybe doesn't feel as much your type as the person that, like I said, they know you. So whoever this past person is, I feel like this person's aware of them, and they just don't know if they fit into what you want. If you've ever seen someone with someone, like if you've ever been into someone like in high school usually, or work or something like that, and you're into them, and then somehow you see their partner, their wife or their husband, or the girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever they have. Have you ever got in a situation where you've seen their partner and thought, well, I'm nothing like them? I feel like this is what this person's feeling. They're not sure if they fit your type. And I feel like they've been keeping this from you with the Seven of Swords. Like I said, I do get the sense this person knows you. I mean, this is... Yeah, again, I mean, I feel like they have to know you. I mean, we have the Knight of Cups, or the King of Cups. That's emotional maturity. What this person wants from you is something real. I mean, they want to build something. They want to establish trust. I mean, we have Queen and Knight of Pentacles. They want to establish trust, and they want to give it to you. This person wants to show up for you and show you what they got. They want to... I mean, I feel like this person truly appreciates you for who you are. I'm not sure if your current person or that past person did, but sure as hell, I mean, I see this person, this new person, or new to you, we'll call them, the Empress. That's how they see you. They're drawn to you. And like I said, over time, I feel like you become more and more exposed to this person, and this person is they're still there. And what I mean by exposing yourself is, when you spend time with someone, or you see someone on a regular basis, like someone you work with, someone you go to school with, your neighbor. You see them quite regularly, and there's times when you see past the veil. It's not like when you're on the bus with someone, or driving in traffic and you look over and somebody in the car, you don't know nothing about that person, you don't know where they're going, don't know anything. But someone that lives in your building, you kind of get the gist. You see kind of what time they come home from work, so you kind of know the schedule. You run into them. At least I did. I mean, I knew most of my neighbors except for the ones that I never saw, but when I lived in an apartment building a long time ago. Anyway, I digress. This person has seen the veil come down, and they like what they see. They're still there. This person is very interested, and I feel like they bring in a balanced energy. And what I mean by a balanced energy is, it's not just hot and cold. It's warm. Some people, they're hot, like they're angry or whatever, hot. And then they're cold, which is like they don't talk to you. So we got angry, worked up, could be, hot as in the other way of hot. But we got cold. Cold is always going to be this, and that's always going to be that. And it's like some people have two, or some people have one. Someone that's warm, I feel like it's a balance. Like they have both. They have... they put the hot and cold together and they made it warm. So you're not getting one extreme to the other. I just feel like there's very calm, cool, and collected energy with this person. Like some people get mad and they storm off, and some people get mad and they give you the silent treatment. I don't know what the arm movement is. You're not safe. I feel like this is the victory though, because I feel like this person finally taking an opportunity. I feel like this person coming out and just making their feelings known. They're not waiting on the bench anymore. They're getting in the game. I feel like they're seizing their opportunity and they're running with it. With the Queen of Wands, we got that Knight of Cups. I mean, I see this person making an offer. And I feel like very authentic energy from them. And like I said, that's why I feel like the victory card was just spot on. It didn't sound like it was going to go good. I mean, I already forgot what this card said. Escape or no, confront the situation head on. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You know, sometimes we're in a bad relationship and it's like we hope it gets better. We want it to get better. We've seen better, so we stick it out. So it's confusing as shit. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're in a relationship with someone and they're great. Absolutely great. And then one day it all breaks down. And you see, again, through the veil. I don't know what I got with the veils today, but you see the other side of that person. You know, whether it's good or bad. If it's bad, you don't want to see it again. If it's good, you want to see it again. But sometimes it doesn't, you know, work out that way. Sometimes you see something in someone that isn't really there. You know, sometimes we don't see what is really there with people. So, I mean, it works in both ways. That past person energy, I'm getting fire. I mean, Sagittarius, Aries, Cancer and Pisces, Aquarius and Libra, and Capricorn as well. With this other person, we get Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio. I'm getting a Leo vibe from them as well, and Aries. That's what I mean. Like, you know, when you live with someone or you work with someone, like, think about this. Libras are really smart, so you'll be able to keep up, for sure. Maybe the only people that probably could keep up with me right now, but help the others out. No, I'm just joking. Sometimes I feel like I'm more complicated than I am, but anyway. So we were, I was working at this job, and it was a bunch of guys working on the oil rigs. And when you work on the oil rigs, you kind of get really close to the other guys. Like, you see them a lot. You're in close quarters with them. There's about 10 guys that work on our rig. Like, so you get to know them. You see them every day. You see what kind of lunch they eat. You know what I mean? You get to see them when they're stressed out at the max, like, because the job is stressful. You get to see them when they're happy, telling jokes. You know who tells the jokes. You know who's funny. You know who's kind of an ass. You know what I mean? Like, you learn that stuff about people. So that's what I was getting at when I said this new person or this person that you may not know exists. They know you exist, and the more that you know. I'm going to say veil again because I don't know what other word to grab that with. When the veil comes down, as they get to peek through it and they get to see you and they see things in you and they want you even more. You know, I've been with Rose almost 17 years. And we've seen each other at our best and our worst. And you know, you see each other in situations that, you know, getting sick, you know, getting sick and just all different scenarios. I mean, sick, like, say you drank too much or you're partying, you know, you get to see that. You get to see the unpleasant side of that person, and you get to see the pleasant side. And with me and her, the pleasant far outweighs the unpleasant. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your partner is always going to have something that bugs you. But the things I love far outweigh the things I don't like. There's nothing really out there I hate about Rose. I know that sounds corny, but it really isn't. She has some pet peeves that kind of annoy me. I'm not going to get into it because I'm just not that guy. I'm not putting her on blast. You want to know the tea? No, chicken. But it's like I dated other people, and you know, it's just what suits you. And if you can see through the bad and see only the good, I mean, that's the kind of people you want in your life. You want the people that ignore the bad, and the fact that, like, so I dated this girl one time, and I remember, I don't know what it was. You know how some people have, like, not perfect teeth, but they look really nice on them? She always was really self-conscious, and I always kept telling her, you know, your teeth look great. Like, why are you self-conscious? Because it really wasn't a big deal. And other people, I had to agree with me. But to her, she felt, you know, like it was a problem. I feel like she dealt with self-conscious issues, because she was very self-conscious, but I don't understand why, because she was a pretty girl. I don't know why I went off on that story. It didn't have a good ending. My point is that I saw her, that was one of the things that attracted me the most. The thing that she thought was the worst. You know, it's a shame that people don't know how much they're unique and they're loved. I only say that, I don't really want to bring her shit into my reading, but I feel like I'm kind of leaving it empty-handed here. She ended up, a few years later, she ended up on drugs, and I don't know where she is. She kind of disappeared from any contact. Like, I knew her mom, and her dad passed away a few years ago, and I know her mom, and I've talked to her before, like years and years ago, but I haven't talked to her in a long time. Her mom, I mean. But I used to keep in touch because I felt bad, you know? Because she was a friend. Like, after we broke up, we were friends too. So, I mean, I tried to check in on her. I tried to get her help, but she hung out with some bad crew. She hung out with a bad crew, not some bad crew. Just really kind of lost people. And when you get caught up with lost people, sometimes you get lost yourself. But that was a whole lot of, like, there was a gap in that story. Like, it wasn't because of her teeth. It just, like I said, she was just really low self-esteem, and she fell in with the wrong crowd, and the wrong crowd will prey on the weak. I wish I knew what happened to her, because I remember she did have a kid and stuff, and I heard she had a kid, and it just, you know, every kid needs a parent in their life, you know, and I hope she got better. But maybe I'll check Facebook again someday, see if she's around. Anyway, that was a long story. Sorry. I know you can turn it off anytime you want, but sometimes my stories sound like they're going somewhere really cool, and maybe it doesn't end up the way, you know, you thought. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.